Let us cover the basics of file handling in C++ in this video. Let us first see what are stream classes. Stream classes in C++ are used for performing input and output operations, and they are a part of the C++ standard library. For example, we have already studied about iostream, which stands for input-output stream. It provides a way to read data from input devices like the keyboard using cin object, and also allows us to write data to the output devices like the screen using cout object. In the same way, C++ provides us stream classes for performing file operations. These include ifstream for reading from files, offstream for writing to files, and fstream for both reading from and writing to files. Let us now discuss about operations with files. In C++, it is possible to perform read and write operations on text files only after including fstream header in our programs, just like we have been including iostream header file throughout the programs. In order to perform any operation on a text file, we first need to open it, which can be done using the constructor of a file stream class as shown here, or by calling the open method. In the programs here, I am going to make use of the second method, which is to call the open method. This also allows us to specify the mode in which we are going to open our text file. We can open a file using one of the following file modes. The first mode is ios out, which opens a file for writing. Second mode is ios in, which opens a file for reading. Then third is ios app, where app stands for append, and as the name suggests, this mode opens a file for appending. That means all write operations occur at the end of the file. Fourth mode is ate, which opens a file and move the read-write control to the end of the file. And last mode is truncate mode, or trunc. If the file already exists, then its contents are truncated or erased using this mode. After performing the desired operation on a file, we must close it using the close method. The syntax is shown over here. To perform read operation on a file, we use extraction operator, which we have been using with cin object, or we can also use getLine method. In the same way, we can perform write operation on a file using the insertion operator, which we have been using with cout object. C++ provides us a few special methods for error handling in files. The first method is EOF, which stands for end of file. It returns true if the end of file is reached, otherwise returns false. The second method is fail, which returns true if an input or output operation has failed due to some unknown reasons, such as unexpected data format. Otherwise, it returns false. Here are a few additional considerations that we must keep in mind while performing file operations. First, always make sure to close the file object using close method. This allows us to release resources and ensure all data is written. Second is to handle exceptions using try-catch blocks, as we often encounter unexpected errors while dealing with files. And third, always make sure to print informative error messages using CERR object to help diagnose issues during file operations. In this program, we are going to learn about operations on a text file in C++. Let us begin by first including header files. So the first header file is iostream as always, and the second file that we must include while performing file operations is fstream. Next is using namespace standard. Now we are going to type the body of the main function, and inside the main function, the first operation that we are performing is writing a file. So we will be typing the name of the stream class, which is offstream, as it is used for writing a file, and then we will create its object. Let's call this object as outFile. Now we have two choices, that we can either create a file in this step only, or we can use the open method, and I am going to make use of open method here. So for that purpose I will be typing the name of the object, then I will put a dot over here and then open, and inside the parenthesis I will specify the file name. Let's say my file is abc.txt, and then I will specify the mode in which I am opening this file. Since I am going to create this file for the first time, the mode will be iOS, then double colon mark out. Out is for writing purpose. In the next step, we will check whether there is any error while opening the file or not. So here, if not out file, if this object doesn't work or if it is not able to open a file, then we will display an error message. For displaying error message, we are going to use this object CERR, and here I will type error opening the file and then semicolon. Otherwise, if the file is successfully opened, then I am going to perform the write operation using the insertion operator, and here I will be typing my lines of text. Let's say my first line is hello world. In the next line I will type /n, this is some text, and let's suppose in the next line also I will type /n, this is some more text. Now I will be checking whether my write operation was successful or not using fail method. So here I will type out file, which is the name of the object, then we will put a dot and type fail. So if the write operation fails, then we will display here one error message /n error writing file, and if the operation is successful, then we will display a message which says file written successfully. After this, we can close out file object by using the close method. Always make sure to close the file stream object once you have completed your file operation. After this, we will type return 0 because main function is now ending, and let's save our program and run it. In the output window, only file written successfully is mentioned, and we don't know whether the file is created or not, so that we have to see by going into the folder where this program is saved. So I will click on file and click on open, and here you can see my file is written, and abc.txt has hello world, then there is some space over here because I have used /n, and then there is a line, this is some text, and then this is some more text. So that means my file is written successfully. If you want, you can add more methods over here in this line while opening your text file. So just put one straight line and then mention the mode that you want to add. Let's say I want to add append mode. Out mode is used when we are creating our text file for the first time, whereas append mode is used when we want to append some more text to an already existing file. Let's suppose that instead of typing this text, I want to add here, this is 4th line, and let's save this, let's compile and run, and we will see if changes are made to our file. So here we can see file is already written successfully. Let's open it to check whether the changes have been applied or not. So using the append mode, we can add more text to an already existing file. On the other hand, let's suppose that instead of app I use truncate mode, then in that case truncate mode has erased all the existing content and replaced it with the newly added text. Now I have changed the mode back to out and append, and let's run this program. So it's again asking that abc.txt has changed, do you want to reload? Yes, and here you can see now the second line is, this is 4th line, hello world, then this is some text, this is some more text. Let's now perform the read operation on this text file. Now this time I am creating another C++ file, and let's begin by typing the main function. Inside the main function, I am going to perform reading operation on a text file. So here I will be defining the stream class as iostream, which is used for performing reading operations, and then I will create an object of this class, let's say infile. After this, I will once again open the file using open method. So infile.open, and then specify the name of the file which you want to open, so abc.txt, and then put a comma and specify the mode. This is going to be read mode, for which we have to specify in iOS in. In the next step, I will be declaring one character array. Let's call it as my text, and let's suppose the length is 80. I will be reading the entire contents of the text file abc.text into this array, and for this purpose I have declared it. Now I will check if my infile object is able to open the text file or not. So here I will display one error message. If not in file, then the error message will be displayed, error opening the file. Otherwise, we will be going inside this try block, and we will try to read the contents of the file. If there are any errors, we will also catch them. Here I will type one message. This will be displayed on the screen, printing the contents of the text file, and after that I will be applying one loop while in file. While there are contents to be read from the file, I will be using infile dot get line, and then I will specify my text and size of the array, my text, which is 80. So this get line method will be reading one line at a time from the file, and that line we will be displaying on the screen using cout object. So this is only for displaying the text on the screen. Once we are done doing this, then we can type here catch. If there are any errors thrown, we don't know what kind of errors, so I'll just put 3 dots, and inside the bracket I will print one error message /n unexpected error occurred. You can type any message that you want. And once we are done reading the file, then we have to close the file object, infile dot close. Let's save this program. It's already saved under file operations 2.cpp. Okay, let's run it. On the output screen, the first line is printing the contents of the text file which I added myself, and after this all the contents, all the lines of text inside the abc.txt file, these are displayed over here, but you can see that they are all written in the same line. That's because I forgot to add /n while displaying my text, and here I need to put /n. Let's rerun it, and once I rerun it, so you can see now all the contents are being displayed in proper order. So this is how you can perform read and write operations on a text file in C++.